right, so the idea in this lesson, I'm going to do a quick thing, is on your minor chords, C minor, you can put a minor seventh, a fifth away. So C minor triad, play a G minor 7, and that's a nice little C minor 11. And then we can go to F minor 9 by doing F, go up a minor third, and do an A flat major 7 voicing. And then the next chord I did was D7 sharp 9. And the way you get that is simply you do F sharp, which is the third of D, A, C, and E, which is actually a half diminished. Instead of fully diminished, it's half diminished. So F sharp, half diminished, and then you just go up with your pinky, play those 3 notes. So we have this so far. And then let's do G7 flat 9 sharp 5. Now how do you get that chord? It's very simple. All you do is go up a half step from your root. Well, actually, let's go down a whole step and play a diminished chord. So go down a whole step. You could say up a half step and do that, but let's do this inversion. F, A flat, B, and D. So here's what we have so far. Let me adjust my mic. All right, so we have this. Now let's go up, and then we can go that was a nice voice leading there, or we could go let me just think through this. So here's the lower inversion, D7, and then we'll do, F minor 9, or think of how I can make that a chord shortcut though. E flat triad is the easiest way, but gotta get that third in there. I'm trying to think of how to explain it. Kind of like that, so we could go on the F minor. When we go up, we can go dun 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 da da So I could say for C minor 9, we could just say play a straight up C minor, and you're gonna take the third out, or actually add the half step below, which is the ninth, and go down a whole step. So there's your triad, and then you go up a whole step and down a whole step. That's pretty cool. Up a whole step and down a whole step. Alright, that's my chord shortcut for that. I like putting an easy way to talk about the sharp 5, sharp 9 sound of G is saying you just go up and play. You could go up a flat 6, or let me think of an easier way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 half steps and play a triad, E flat triad. That would be one way to do it. Let me think of if there's an easier way. I could say an augmented triad. That's what we'll probably do. So G, B, D, and you go up to augment is to raise the 5th, and you just play a triad. And then, but I do like adding the 3rd down there. And I like this way of saying, okay, we're gonna take a C minor, we're gonna add that, and we're gonna add that. So A flat major 7, D 7 sharp 9. I like that. That puts all several shortcuts there in a row with that little groove there. If anyone is watching this, give me some feedback and let me know if that makes sense what I'm doing here. I may need to go, may go to Instagram on this too here in a minute. All right, that's good. Another shortcut we're going to do is, if you're playing C minor 9, we're going to go up a 3rd and play E flat major 7 and roll it up there. So C, D, it takes you up to the 9th. And then if you lower the middle notes by half step, now you have an F7, F13 flat 9 sound, which is really nice. And then go down and you have a B flat major 9. Really nice sound. So our shortcut is C minor, go up a minor 3rd. Okay. All right, I like that. I need to write these down because we're going to write all these out. All right, so the first one is a C minor groove. The second one is C minor 9, the lock hands style. And then let's do some major stuff. So to play C major, you can do C, just a triad spread out, and then you put the fifth away, you put a major triad. So C with a G major chord gives you a C major 9. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is let me think of some of the other ones we did. Oh, very simple. I need to do a chapter on this. Is that for the minor, all you do to a nice D minor 9 is go up a minor third and do a major 7 voicing. Very important. And then to make it a G13, all you do is lower your middle finger. So whatever key, and you need to practice all the keys, just practice doing that and lowering that third note. All right, so I'll write D minor 9 to make sense there. D minor 9 to G7. Okay, so let's do a few more. If you're a half diminished, get you a C9, but let me think about how I'm gonna think through that for a shortcut. I like that. So I'm thinking C, so for C major, and all we're going to do is do our E minor over there, E minor, and then lower the 7th, and now you have C9. Okay, I like that. Okay, next, let's see. Yeah, I think it's important to include those. So in our right hand, we're going to do a C7 of some kind, and then just know that you can do a D triad over that. And what that does is that gives you a C7 with a sharp 11 and a 13. And then let's do, we have that. And then let's go over a couple of these rootless voicings here. So in my right hand, let's say I'm going to do an A7. All you do, think of how I explained this before. One, two, three, four. Okay, so I just say you put a major third and go down a whole step. And the top note's the middle note of the triad. Let's do it on a different key if I'm explaining it like that. So let me do that again. So in A7, I have to think up a third and down a whole step. My right hand, I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flat 6 with a scale. And play a triad. I'm trying to think of an easy way to say this. All right, that's important, and that's a super easy lesson there, is thinking of your D minor 11, all you do is stack a C triad. I'm sorry, D minor triad with a C major. C major. Okay, I like that. D minor and C major. So we could actually do the first one. Da, da, da. I could put that C6 there. All right, let me see. Testing 1, 2. Well, good morning, Jazz Piano Studio guys on Instagram. I hope you guys are having a great day. And I wanted to show you some things that I've been working on. And one of those is doing chord shortcuts for people. And this is, it's not to make it to where we don't know theory and everything, but it's just easy ways to get to really cool sounding chords. And so I just thought I would jump on for a minute and show you kind of some of these shortcuts and what I've been working on. And I'm actually recording a real video for this at 10 o'clock. Actually, at around 9:15, I think, because I teach a lesson at 10. But anyway, so let's just dive into it. I don't see anyone here yet, but that's cool. Let's see. Okay, so what I'm doing is, let's say you have a C minor, and you can voice it, if you can't reach the 10th, you could just voice it root 5th. But the first chord shortcut is this. All you have to do is go a 5th away from your triad, so C, E flat, and G, and play a minor 7. That's pretty easy, right? So again, you could roll it, you could play root 5th, and what you're trying to do, Phil.
Justin.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up, man?
I'm just hanging out. How about you?
I'm good.
Good. Hey, got a question. Are you ready to put your head in gear and stuff? And let me see. Bobby's coming up all night. Let me ask you a question, okay?
Okay.
Bishop State. All the stuff works. The Crestron talks to the biamp, and it moves like your little level controls move. Okay. The problem is the level controls that are moving aren't the channels that are assigned to the damping inputs and stuff like that. So what I'm asking you, what is a better option here? Do you want me to rearrange the biamp profile to match what the Crestron is moving? Like move stage right A damping input up to input 5 instead of having it on input whatever it is, 10 or 11, 12, something like that.
Well, I would say I'm really impressed that you have leveled up the Christchurch sound to this degree.
Hey, Bob. I am so sorry.
I'm really impressed. Let's go Dante all the way.
Excellent. You and Dustin were the last 2 phone calls I made last night.
That's so funny, man. That's good. That's
Well,
good.
are you ready to put your head into a project?
Yes, yeah. Let's go, Dante. I was just gonna really tell you. I had so many things I wanted to say. So you could just sell it all on eBay. Let's close up shop. But
I should have. I wasn't listening at all.
oh, that's
My
funny.
attitude would have been, oh, okay, I'm good, I'm out.
There you go. Well, anyway, it sounds like you're in capable hands with yourself and others, other than me, on this call.
I will move on and hope that you have a great day.
Yeah. Hey, listen. So, everything went well last night, and just I didn't get drums set up. I say drums, just the percussion elements, but it's by design very simple acoustic setup. But I did not have the thumb drive. I think it might be here at the house.
Okay, well I'll have one with me just in case.
Cool.
No worries.
Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
All right, see you. Bye. Okay, so back to this idea of we have C minor 7. Oh, sorry, C minor with the 11. Now I got to get focused again. So G minor 7, and that's a really nice shortcut there, right? Just a fifth away. So let's transpose this just for fun in a different key. Let's put it in D minor. So first thing you need to think about is the triad. Second thing you need to think about is the minor 7, a fifth away from that. So there's your D minor. There's your shortcut right there. Just a great sound. Very simple, but very nice. And then you do want to be practicing this in different keys, because you would use that if you're playing. So you would go up by a half step and down by a half step. Let's take it down a half step. So B minor, and then there's a fifth away. We're playing B minor F minor 7 over that, right? And in my opinion, to not get overwhelmed, sometimes it's good to just pick 1 or 2 keys to go to. The way I tell some of my students is that, let's say that you take Sunday off and you have 6 days you were going to practice, let's say, and you did 2 keys a day, all right, and that's all 12 keys, right? And so decide how you're going to practice when you practice. Like today, my idea would be whatever I do today, I'm going to do it in C sharp, and that way you start getting to playing in C sharp, which, let's be honest, a lot of times we don't just sit around thinking about playing in C sharp, and it can be really overwhelming to play lots of different chords in all keys. But the way you do it is by, 1, thinking about how you're going to practice, but also just really thinking about, all right, this is my comfort key. I've got this voicing down. Well, now I'm going to work on it back and forth between C and C sharp. So as my thought process here is, I'm thinking, okay, I've got C sharp minor, and you can roll it, root 5th, and then I know that this A flat minor 7 or G sharp minor 7 is going to be my shortcut, right? So I get used to that shape. 1, 2, 3, 5 is my fingering, and I just get to that C minor, I'm good to go. Or if I practice 4 days a week and I'm going to do 3 keys a day, I'm going to go down a half step from my comfort key. And we'd already said that's B minor, right? So you have B minor, you have C minor. Well, what's my shortcut for B minor is a fifth away from the B minor triad is F sharp, and I do F sharp minor 7. Okay, so the next thing we did there was we did our D7 sharp 9. And the best way that I think about if you're doing a chord shortcut would be to go up to the third, and it's a D7 but with a sharp 9. So first thing I'm going to do is play an F sharp half diminished. Go to third and play that. And all I'm doing is raising the pinky and dropping out the fifth. And this is such a recognizable chord and shape, but it's really important. When you hear this sound, it's a really unique sound, right? This D7 sharp 9 or a sharp 9 chord. So in my left hand, I'm just doing root 5th. Right hand, I'm doing 3, flat 7, and sharp 9. That's just a D9, straight up D9, and then I can easily get there by going to the third and playing a half diminished. So let's do a different key. Let's say we're going to be in A. So I'm going to go to the third of A and play a half diminished chord. Okay? So C sharp half diminished. Because a C sharp diminished would be that. But I go half diminished, and then I'm going to go up with my pinky and drop the fifth. And that's an A7 sharp 9. Let me go back to D. And let's say I'm going to transpose this in one other key. So here we go. I'm going to go D7. I'm going to go up by a half step. Now let's analyze what I did there. So I went to the third of E flat and I play a half diminished chord. A fully diminished chord would be that, but I go half diminished, and then all I'm going to do is raise my pinky and drop the fifth, and that's E flat 7 sharp 9. Here are my three keys of the day, right? I'll go to D7, which is my comfort key, go up by a half step. Once I get the shape down and I've analyzed it, you don't have to think about go up to the fifth or play a half diminished. You start really visualizing just the shapes, and you hear the sound, and then you go right to it. So for instance, let's go back to the C minor 11 that we created. We know that we have a C minor triad, and in our right hand we just do a G minor 7. So C, E, flat, G. So I already know that that's my G minor 7 that's going to go with that C minor. Bum, bum, bum. Now let me play a D7 sharp 9. Dun, dun. All right, now let's add another chord. So if we play a G7, so we do root and flat 7, and you add the third. One little cool trick that you can do, we're going to create a, let me jump back and do a basic. The G7 flat 9, and all we're doing here is we go to the root of our chord, go down a whole step. So that already gives you the flat 7 right there. And what I'm doing is flat 7, flat 9, 3, and 5, right? Okay, so that's a super easy shortcut. Go down a whole step and play a diminished chord, right? To make it a sharp 5, raise your pinky. Very easy. There's our first shortcut, C minor, but I did G with the G flat 7, G flat 9, because I went down to the flat 7 and built a diminished chord. That's a great shortcut right there. So let's practice doing that. So this is a G7 flat 9 in a basic form. Still sounds really, really nice. So all I'm going to do, let's pick any note. Let's go A. I'm going to go down a whole step and play a diminished chord. That's easy to do right there. Let's pick C sharp. I'm going to go down a whole step and play a diminished chord. Let's do it on C. Okay, so now let's make it a sharp 5, a G7 flat 9 sharp 5. And all I'm going to do, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down a whole step. I'm going to play my flat 7, flat 9, 3, and now there's my 5th, but I'm going to raise that. So now we add a little bit of flavor to this G7, flat 9, sharp 5. Da, to me that wants to go to the next chord shortcut. Da, that nice interval of the 9th of your C minor. So our first shortcut we did G minor. Hey, can you hear me okay? I haven't even asked people if this is working. That's funny. All right, this is where it gets fun. So G minor, C minor 7, and if I go down and play this voicing right here, so I have C minor, but I play my E flat major 7. That right there gives me my C minor 9. So I had this nice little G7, flat 9, sharp 5, and that wants to lead down to that minor 9. So G to C, 5 to 1. Da 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 da. Kind of like that. All right, so what did I do there? I went, so let's think about how we could talk through this as a chord shortcut. We go D flat. We're going to go to the 3rd of D flat and play a diminished, and then go up a whole step with your pinky. And that gives you that D flat 7, sharp 9, but it's over the dominant there, but in the context of might have to create a movement with that. I like adding the 5th there. Oh, and the other thing I want to add is we're gonna go to this shortcut there, but let's also listen to the sound of adding the major 7. So taking the 5th of the triad of E flat and going up, and now you have C minor 9 with a major 7 on it. Nice little crunchy sound there. All right. That's kind of nice to me. So there's my C minor with a major, C minor 9 with a major 7. And I added the A in there as well. And I also doubled the D. Just a really kind of a mysterious sound there. But how did I get there? Well, there's your C octave, C, G, and C, and I went up to the ninth. That's another trick that we need to talk about. And I'm adding that to the list as well. Is that we have our E flat minor 9, C minor 9, but go up a whole step, and now you have that minor 9. It has that nice sound there. That's a great way to. So let's do that in a different key. Let's just say, let's do B minor. So B minor, root, fifth root, and then you're going to go up, and you're going to play your major 7, right? So that's what you have. But in my thumb, I'm going. So I need to talk through it a little better. So root, fifth root, and I go up a minor third and play major 7. So D major 7, and then with my thumb, I'm going to go up a whole step, and now I have that nice sound there. B minor 9. Let me make it major 7. All right, let's do the same thing in B. There's my minor 9. Listen to how nice that sounds, at least it does to me, in B. Let's go back to F minor, do the same thing. I really like that sound. If I was playing like You Don't Know What Love Is. So. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. All right, cool. I just want to make sure you guys could hear me. Okay, so let's go back and talk about that again. So if we're playing our F minor, and we go up a minor third, and now we build a major 7 voicing. That right there gives us a nice minor 9 sound. Straight up minor 7. If you go up a whole step in your left hand, now you have the ninth on the top and the bottom, and to me that sounds fantastic right there. It's really nice. And then the next thing you can do is practice rolling from the top, or rolling back down, or rolling up, or going back down, right? That sounds really nice. So the next thing we did is we said we can make it a major 7 really nice here. Minor major 7. 7 sounds really nice. Let me go back to the F minor 9. Let's put it in context again. If I'm doing the first shortcut, C minor 11, so I have my C minor, and a fifth away, I play a minor 7 voicing. That's a nice voicing. And then I'm going to go D7 sharp 9, which we talked about it. And then a simple G7 flat 9 by going down a whole step and playing a diminished chord, right? And then the next thing we did is say, there's our E flat major 7. So, dun, dun. Or I could do this. I could go, dun. Let's do, dun, dun. So what did I do there? I did D7 sharp 9, and then instead of just G7 flat 9, that time I went up. We talked about going up a whole step, and now you have a G7 flat 9 with a 13th on the top. Da da, wants to go to that da. I could do, let's think about in terms of what's happening even right there. A couple different ways you can look at it. You could look at it as just the diminished chord down a whole step, or you could say, well, it's a G7 and you play a minor triad in the right hand. So this is a simple way. Ba-dum, dum. Dun, dun, dun. Or the other way we could go. Dun, 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 dun. So what did I do at the top? I did, let's talk about this. If I went up to that, that's a sharp 9 of G. Da 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 to C minor 9. Da da da. And how did I get there? What's a way to think about that? Well, if you go down, if you play the flat 6 of your G, flat 6, and you play the triad, right there is your sharp 5 and your sharp 9. Da, da, da. And that's my C minor 9 in an inversion. Let's do that again. Da, da, da. So I could go D7 sharp 9. Da, da, da. Any questions on that? Let me keep breaking that down. So we can go to the flat 13, or the flat 6 of G7. So you have the triad. Here's another shortcut that's really important, is just like you can have, if you're doing a G7, you can do a regular triad from the 6th note, and now you have a flat 9, just a G13 flat 9. And the reason this is important is because we need to be able to hear the difference between the regular G13 flat 9, which is a triad, a 6th away, or to be able to hear this, which is flat, the same thing, where you have this and now you have this. The difference between those two is a sharp 5, flat 13, sharp 9, G13, sharp 9, G13, flat 9, flat 13, sharp 9, 13, flat 9. And the reason that's really nice. Hey Kim, how's it going? All right, let's do a review. So, a super easy way to do your C minor is you go a 5th away. So it's straight up C minor triad, and you build a minor 7 voicing, right? And you can put the 10th in, the minor 10th if you want, or you can roll it, or you can just do root 5th. The idea is I want you to be able to get this down. So it's a chord shortcut. I want you to be able to spell it, but I don't want you to waste a lot of time. I want you making music. So here we go. And we do want to be able to transpose this and think, okay, I'm in C sharp now. Go a 5th away from the triad, and I get to that A flat, and I do an A flat minor 9. So C minor to G minor 7. Okay, the next thing we did is we said, all right, let's put a D7 sharp 9 in there. So there's our D7. You can do a half diminished chord, not a fully diminished, but half diminished, and then raise your pinky and drop the 5th note. So it's this sound, which is very recognizable. We're used to hearing that sound of the D7 sharp 9 or a sharp 9 voicing. And then the next chord we're doing G7, and we're going down whatever our root is, going to go down a whole step and play a straight up diminished chord. Right? So A flat, F, A flat, B, and D. Right? No problem there. And some neat sounds you can get. You can raise your pinky up, and now it's our G7 flat 9 sharp 5. And so you listen to that sound, and that wants to go da da da, C minor 9. And how do we get to our C minor 9? Well, that's a great shortcut right there. You go up a minor 3rd, and you play C minor 9. Da. So a major 7 voicing, and then even with that, you can do lots of neat things. You can play a C, G, C in the bass. That sounds good. You can actually go up a whole step with your thumb, and now you have this, which is what I prefer to play there. Dun. So I have the 9th in the top and the thumb. Dun. Now let me play my D7 sharp 9 that we worked on. And now here's my G7 flat 9. I'll first do the regular dum, but see, that's not a good voice leading. So I'm either going to go this da da dum. So let me do that. Ba da dum. All with shortcuts, right? And then the next thing we could do is we could do this. We could go da, and then I play my diminished, but instead I go up a whole step. Da 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 da. That's one way to do it. let's talk about what I did right there. I did C minor 9. I did our shortcut. I'm sorry, C minor 11. And then on that D7 sharp 9, after that I went to G7, but I didn't just do that, the diminished. I did the inversion of the diminished. And what that gives us is a nice voice leading to go da da da. So notice there's my straight up F diminished. Da da da. And look at the way I voiced it. I played the note that time, and then I played the rest of the E flat major 7 voicing. That just had a nice sound to it for me. So for 1, 2. That time I just put it in the very top. What did I do that time? So instead of just playing G minor 7, I put my thumb there and kind of doubled that, and I actually just played it like that. So it's C minor 11 still. 2, 3, 4. All right, now that's interesting, because what we did is we talked about C minor major 7 by you get your E flat major 7, and then you raise the 5th note, and now you have this nice sound, C minor 9 with a major 7. And I even added the A in. I like the sound of that. Let me turn my heater on in here. It's getting cold. My hands are freezing up. All right. So for those of you on YouTube, I've just been kind of hanging out on Instagram, and I see a couple of people are on. If you want me to keep streaming this, if you would just hit that like button, and let's get a few more people in here. But we're going over these chord shortcuts, and I think you guys can see the whole screen on YouTube and the notes and everything. And hey, how's it going? Good to see you. You're my faithful people that checks in. Appreciate it. All right, so I'll tell my Jazz Piano Studio people on Instagram that I did just recently start this channel on YouTube, and it is Jazz Piano Studio is the username, and I put lots of videos. I just started, I want to say in maybe November or something like that. And I think we're around 140 people, but it's not about the numbers. I really wanted to do something different, and that's why I started Jazz Piano Studio. Because some of you guys know that my main channel is iMusic Academy. That is my main thing. That's where all my teachers are, and all my blues lessons and all that. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm really enjoying the community here at Jazz Piano Studio, and I know that there are a million people you guys could choose from. But go follow me on YouTube, and I'll say the same thing for my YouTube people. Go follow me on Instagram, because I'm doing lots of really short lessons on the Instagram channel. and I just started going live, so it's going to be just a few people at a time as we get started. All right, so let's do this again. This quick thank you for the like there. That's very helpful. I'm going to like my own thing because I'm enjoying this stuff. Okay. All right, there's a lot that we've done just by doing this one little groove and lick. And I'm actually going to film the lesson here after my teaching lesson at 10 o'clock. So this is gold, guys. When you say you have a C minor 9, C minor voicing, you go a fifth away, that's your chord shortcut of the day for that. And so what I want you to be able to do is transpose this in other keys. Like if I'm going to grip that, and I'm thinking about the sound I want, the first thing I'm going to do is I already know in my right hand, G minor is going to work over that all day. So I go to a C minor. I know that all those notes are going to work. And there's my chord shortcut. I can do all kinds. I could do bass. Right? You can do all kinds of styles. But what I want to do here is literally get it under my fingers, boom, that's there. I don't even have to think about it, right? I just know it's there. And in my mind, as I'm creating these improvisations, and I'm going just different directions, same thing for you guys, is you get the sound in your head, and we're not thinking notes, we're thinking shapes now. We're thinking like the sound we want. And so I would encourage you to practice this and then go up a half step. Maybe today is your C and C sharp key, and then you're going to add B in there. Because you want to be able to just go, oh, B minor 7, let me get a really nice F, C minor 11 voicing. There it is. Boom. Okay, the next one we did is we said D7 sharp 9. And you know, you could think through a chord shortcut here. You say, all right, you go to the third and build a half diminished chord, not a fully diminished, but half diminished, and then you raise your pinky by one note and drop the index finger, which is the fifth. It's a 3-note voicing in your right hand. So now if I just had those two things, I had dun, 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 and now I want to hear that G. So we had to come up with some shortcuts for the G7, and I gave you plenty. You have a G in your left hand, and then you go down a whole step and you build a fully diminished 7th chord. So F, A flat, B, and D, all built on minor thirds, right? But if I played that, it's not going to sound as good, because watch this. Dun, dun, the melody sounds good, but then I go dun, but I want to hear a nice voiceling. To me, chords, voicings, melodies, voice leading is one of the keys that we're looking for. So here we are, C minor 11, sounds great. D7, keep the melody in the top, da. But when we get to this G7, we could stay on that note, da, da, because that is an inversion of that diminished 7th chord, starting on A flat. So let's just hear how that sounds. 2 and 3 and 4 and da 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 da. So that sounds fine. I want to hear a little bit more movement now, so I might go da, there's my C minor, and then I go D7 sharp 9, and then we can go okay. Now what I'm doing there is, these are just options. You have your F diminished, but you go up a whole step, and now you have this, and then the next chord shortcut we did is, if you have a C minor voicing and you play an E flat, so go up a minor third and play a major 7 voicing, now you have straight up C minor 9, which sounds fantastic. And I said you can go root, 5th root, or you can go up to the 9th. So now we have da 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 da. That time I skipped the E and I just went F diminished, but then I went flat, sharp 5. Ba-da, da, See what I did there? I'm just like, you start to come up with different rhythms, and there's so many. You can get the hands working together, right? Da 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 ba ba da ba da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba ba da da ba 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 ba. So what did I do there? I just went up to the C minor 9. So let's break that one down. So if I have E flat major 7, right, is my minor 3rd, I can go up and do an inversion of that, and then another inversion of that. That's my C minor 9 voicing. And I just went da 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 da. What's up, Sebastian? All right, so guys, do you see what we're doing here? Any questions on that? The possibilities are endless, and we just have done a couple of chord voicings. And let's talk about this upper now, upper voicing. So C minor, and we build an E flat major 7. Boom. At the 9th, even better. Invert it, sounds great. Invert it again. Now you have C minor 9. And just a simple idea of another shortcut of how to build a C minor 9 in that inversion. Look at my C minor triad. I'm literally going to add the half step below, which is the 9th, and go down a whole step from the root. And that's right there is a nice C minor 7. Okay, so I went ba da da. I took that to B minor 7 just quickly. And then I went down to the voicing we've already worked on. Da, 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 again. Da, 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 or da, da, da. I don't know if I like the whole chord going down. I kind of like just da, da. So I just went down to a D triad for a second. Da, da, ba, da, da. Ba, 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 da, do, da. What did I do there? Went to A flat, just for fun. Okay, now we're going to expand the top. We're going to keep going with the top stuff. So C minor 9. Let me get a drink of water. All right, so how's everybody on YouTube doing? I see we have some more people checking in. We're on Instagram right now. Make sure you go out to this Instagram channel. I started Jazz Piano Studio in November, guys, and I really need you guys to come over to Instagram, and same thing for you guys on Instagram. Go over to YouTube, Jazz Piano Studio. And then if you guys want to go to my main channel, the one where everything happens is iMusic Academy. That's the one. That's my main channel. But this is my fun side project of teaching just jazz piano, sometimes funk and things like that. Hit the like button on the YouTube just so I know you guys are with me. And I do love feedback in the chat. It's really important to know that I'm helping you guys and explaining things. Yeah, oh great. So it's just Jazz Piano Studio on Instagram, and I think we're coming up on 300 people on that. So it's been really, really good, and I have, like a close knit group of people they're doing this, and I really appreciate it. It is very difficult to start a brand new channel, and I'm not trying to compete with my main channel. I just wanted to do this a little bit different. Yeah, so see if it's easy to find Jazz Piano Studio on Instagram. And also, this is really my first teaching. So I've been doing it since November on Instagram, but this is my first time that I've gone live. I do a lot of interesting little short clips on how to do things, and I think we have 100 posts now, which is pretty cool. I'm having a lot of fun on this channel. All right, so let's dig into the top part. So we have the C minor 9, and I kind of like this sound. Da, da, da. It reminds me of maybe Bernie's tune or one of those. Da, 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 da. But then when we go to the D7 sharp 9, since we worked on that, and then I'm gonna go to the top here, and I hear in ba da da. Right now we have our voice leading. Remember, voice leading. Oh, awesome. Okay, very cool. Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on. You have just a straight up triad, an E flat triad. So the 6th note away of the scale, and I flat it. Boom, E flat triad. Ba da da. So we have ba ba da ba da 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 da. I could just do E flat triad, but I kind of like to hear that third there, right? Doesn't that sound nice there? Ba da ba da 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 da. Okay, so once again, voice leading is really, really important. I want you to be able to, even if you aren't used to hearing or singing these ideas, make a habit of doing it, and we have to get over ourselves of whether or not we think we're a good singer or a good player or whatever, and just like dig in and own our weaknesses, right? But this is one way these shortcuts are going to help you. Da 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 ba da ba da da. All right, let's talk about time for just a second. When I say time, I will say this: it's so easy for all of us to not think about time going by. Sometimes we feel like we have to force always playing and getting things going, and that's normal. But what I want to encourage you to do is to start thinking about the time going by. Right, time is going by. So you could be like, bop bop bop, da da da. Right. So you just let it go by. Da da da. Da 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 da. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 3 and 4. All right, somebody let me know if that makes sense to you in the chat. I'm going to drink some more water. But I love this concept of thinking about the time feel of things going by, and it's something that I remind my students is that we turn on a metronome and get used to 2 and 4 on the metronome, very slow tempo, and thinking about the time going by, even when we're just kind of hanging out, dun 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 dun, 2 and 3 and 4, and this cool tip that I've done an Instagram video on, and and I did a TikTok video as well. This is hilarious, but I started a TikTok channel because I love technology and making things happen. And what I've noticed about TikTok is I learn more from TikTok from watching videos of how people do things. I'm not even talking about music, but I did some funny videos where I said how to be a jazz pianist in 30 seconds. This is like too TMI right now, but I think it's funny. So my daughter got me she said, you should do TikTok. And I think I have like 1,000 something people. Whatever it is, it shot up really quickly because of this one video I did. And I have a bunch of videos now. But I said how to be a jazz pianist in 30 seconds or something like that. And so I literally told people, and you need to go, even if you don't do TikTok, go see it. It's kind of interesting, all the comments and everything. But I said, all right, you basically put your finger right here, and I said in 30 seconds, I taught this lesson of how to make this chord right here. And that's a really hip chord. And here's what I do believe this. If you are walking in a piano store and you learn how to play this, or you walk into a family reunion or whatever, and you don't know any piano, but you know how to play that, people are going to think you know what you're doing, right? Because it's a nice open voicing, very simple, and all I'm doing is A7, sharp 5, right? Sharp 9. And you can also do that as an E flat 13. But you don't even have to play the bass note. But anyway, that's kind of funny. The reason I brought up that is because I've done things that have really helped, I hope have helped people, but like the metronome. Let me turn on the metronome. So when you have the metronome going, you start counting on 2. This is really important. The metronome is going along, and I've had students had a lot of trouble. Like they're trying to count on 2 and 4 on the metronome, and they go 1, 2, 3, and they're trying to get it all. And I'm like, no, just start. When you hear the metronome, you start counting on 2. So here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to encourage you guys to do this exercise. So the metronome, I'm going to put it really slow. When you hear it clicking away, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The idea, right? That's a great exercise. Maybe if you're just practicing counting, to do it a little bit faster and just practice. So you get your metronome, and I like this little old school metronome I got off of Amazon. So here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta 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 ta. turn that. Does that make sense, guys? What's up, Abner? All right, so we've covered a lot of material today, but I'm really glad that we have gone down this idea of the time factor and the feeling the time. And I promise you that if you're not used to doing that, feeling the time and thinking about 2 and 4 and letting the time going by, that turning on the metronome at a very slow tempo will really, really help you. I'm going to do this one more time because it's that important. One of my students, he's a really talented teenager, and one of the things that we do is I tell him I want his metronome like a chain. I want him to make a chain for his metronome. And anyway, and so that is one of the running jokes with my students is I'll like say hello to them. How's it going? Where's your metronome? Because it's that important. Because once you really get used to this metronome, what's up? Hold up. What's up, David? Paul, Mr. Paul, Sebastian. All right, cool. Kim, I said hey to you. So anyway, this idea of this metronome, and I'm asking all my students, and it is so funny that a lot of my students will be like, I'll be right back. I got to go get something, and I know that they're like digging for their metronome, and the same thing about their music, whatever music we've been working on. But I'll say it every week because it's so important. And going to these tutorials here, I'm going to just do it again. I'm going to turn it on because this is kind of stuff that I do as well. But 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So I didn't have to think about 1. To get on 2 and 4 with the metronome, I start on 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bump, bump, ba. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bump, da, 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 do, da, ding. I know it might be hard to hear that. Dun, dun, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so by doing that, by thinking in 2 and 4, here's what's nice is you literally can start to let your imagination go wild, and you're thinking simple concepts, and you start thinking about grooves and things, right? So here's my shortcut, right? And now I'm going to start like thinking about like a drummer. What would a drummer do, or how can I use my hands to make some nice rhythms? One simple rhythm you can do is quarter notes in the right hand. So if I go 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea. All right, so quarter notes are great. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right, let me just do this. Let me do a recap of where we are, and then and I'll sign off because I do have to teach here soon. Do we have any questions before I do the recap? All right. I'm only going to do the things that we've already done today because it's already getting to where it's been a lot of categories. Let me just start back with this concept, and we'll do this groove as what I want you guys to do. Okay, so the whole idea for this particular thing I've been working on, chord shortcuts. I've had a lot of people sign up for my email list and things like that based on chord shortcuts, funk piano, and blues piano. But right now, chord shortcuts are going to help you get where you want to go, so you can really let your imagination run wild by just, playing whatever comes to your mind, but you have these tools. I don't want you just to know shapes. I want you to know that, okay, C major scale. I want you to know forwards and backwards, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, eventually. But for now, it's important to know the scales and how we get there. But I want you playing shapes quickly so that you can really get there and not have to think about the theory, okay? But theory is important. But here we go. So in order to get to these shortcuts, you do need to know your major scales, okay? And there are lots of things I can help you with related to major scales. You can email me. The best email to get to me is bob@imusicacademy.com because that's the easiest one. That's sort of where I filter everything through. I do have a Jazz Piano Studio email, but I'm just going to give you bob@imusicacademy.com. Okay, if you have any questions regarding anything, I'm happy to help. All right, so take a C minor, any chord, C minor. Here we go. And all I'm going to do is spread it out a little bit. C, G, E flat. You can roll it. You can just play C and G. And go to the 5th note of that triad and play a minor 7. Boom. Super easy. You could use today to get that shape. 1, 2, 3, 5. Boom. Over this week, you could start transposing it up by a half step. So now you can actually show up and play in C sharp minor. Boom. But you go back to your comfort key. All right, the next thing we did is we said, all right, a D7 sharp 9 voicing. Well, you go to the 3rd, so the root 5th, 3rd. That's a F sharp half diminished chord. If you did a fully diminished, you have in minor thirds F sharp C, F sharp A, C, and E flat. But what we're going to do is do a half diminished chord, which you need to know how to build a half diminished chord. And then we're going to raise our pinky and drop the 5th note of that D7. So you have this D7 sharp 9, which is a must-know chord. You'll start listening to recordings and be like, oh yeah, I got that. I hear that sound. You'll hear guitar players, and you'll be like, oh, that's D7 sharp 9, or whatever the key is. Okay, so now we have two things we're working on. This shortcut, boom. And then we did D7 sharp 9. And then the next thing we did is at first we did G7 flat 9. And the way we got there is you go down a whole step from the root and build a diminished chord. And that right there is an easy way to get to a G7 flat 9. Okay, so you could do this voicing, so C, and then you go D7 sharp 9. You could go, but voice leading, we're missing something here. We're going from a da to that da, and what I want to hear is at least this. But and the way you get there is you do your diminished chord, whole step down from the root, and go up, pinky up a half step, and now you have flat 9 sharp 5. Da. You could think of it as a flat 13. And then the next thing, so now we have this. Do it again. Notice that my top voicing is not changing, my top note is not changing, and that sounds nice. And then I go da, or I could do this. We talked about, there's your G7 flat 9. You could go a natural 13, da, flat 13, and that wants to go to C minor 9. So instead of C minor 11, we're going to go back to C minor 9. Well, how did I get to a C minor 9? Go up to a minor third and play a major 7 voicing. And this is money right here. This is great. You're going to love this. Now, you could play an octave C, G, and C, or you could go up to the 9th. Boom. I love that sound. So now we have this. So we have this C minor 11, What's up, Quirky? And then D7 sharp 9, or da da da. Let's listen to that voice leading. Okay, so here we are first, C minor 11, da 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 da. One more time. So C minor 11, D7 sharp 9, da 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 da, and that's my E flat 7. And you can put that D in the bottom and the top. It sounds nice. You can even roll that up. If I'm playing Perdido, it's a good example of one where you can do those sounds. C minor 9. That kind of sound. All right, so. Down, down. 2, 3, 4. Just real simple and repetitive with it. Just loop that over and over. The next thing we said is, okay, let's take it up a little bit. So we, instead of just this, we can actually go up to this voicing, which is C minor 9 in inversion. Well, how did I get there? It's still an E flat major 7, but you can do a C minor 7, add the note a half step below, which is the 9th, and go down a whole step, and now you have a nice voicing in there. Da. And now we're going to go ahead and keep the D7 sharp 9 in. Da. And this time we're going to do this. Da da da. Da da da. Now how did I get there, and what is that? What that is a G7. It's flat 9, sharp 9. I'm sorry, flat 13 with a sharp 9. So how did I get there? G7, go up to the 6th note and flat it and play a triad. Ba da da. So I did this, D7 sharp 9, and now we're here. Ba da da. But I like to hear the 3rd in it. So we have an E flat triad, ba, and I'm going to add the B, which is the 3rd of G. Ba da da. And the other thing we did is we said, all right, well, we know we want to transpose these into different keys, but I could also just go down as a triad, so D triad in second version. Ba, ba, da. So we did. And then we did. All right. Any questions about that, guys? Hands are frozen, man, being down in this basement, even with the fireplace on. All right, any questions about anything? Somebody check in the chat just to say hello, if nothing else. string pedal. I need to take this sucker down. Oh, hey, I had one idea about F minor 9 I was going to tell you guys. So when you do F minor 9, you come down to this inversion right here. I really like that inversion. So you have, let me think about the best way to explain this. I'm sorry, F minor 11. Okay, I know how I explained it. So, an F minor, and then if you go down a whole step from F, and you do an E flat, the first inversion, boom, there's your triad, right? And then add the minor third. So you have, isn't that a nice sound? Oh man. Yeah, so to me, when you start adding simple voicings, let me check the time. Simple voicings like that. Da, same voicing, G minor 11, A flat, B flat sus, B flat 9, da da da. Da, da, da. Da 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 da. All right, what did I do there? So going back to these chord shortcuts, when I went and I did F minor, and then I went E flat minor 9, F minor 9, right? And now I'm at D flat major. Now B flat minor 9. Let me do that voicing there. So this is a great. I really am enjoying thinking through these concepts of simplicity and shapes. So pardon my ranting. But I am going to chop this video up for my YouTube people to hopefully help them. Okay, so I just showed you this nice F minor 11 voicing. So maybe that's one of my practice things for tunes that I'm working on, right? So I'm just going to the bridge of You Don't Know What Love Is, and it goes da 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 da, or but I could go, I want to hear that sound of the B flat minor 11. Da, 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 F minor 11. Now I'm at D flat. What did I do right there? A flat major 7. All right, now, let's see. I got 2 minutes, guys. So A flat major 7 instead of F minor. Same voicing, but in this context, it's major. Da, 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 da. Now D minor. Now D flat. Or what I do there, I was going to my F minor, right? But you go a fifth away from F minor, and now you have C minor, so that gives you that nice F minor 9. And I went down by half step, and then I'm at D flat. All right, here are my reminders. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on YouTube, subscribe to my Jazz Piano Studio on YouTube, and iMusic Academy. And if anybody wants to email me, Bob at iMusic Academy, tell me a little bit about yourself, I will send you a free gift, either a blues course or a jazz course. But I need you to do those two things. Make sure you're on Instagram, YouTube, because I'm trying to build both of those up. And then there is one more channel. One more thing I need you guys to do, if you would consider doing it. Many years ago, I started this thing called Learn Jazz Now. And it has, 750 people. I just resurrected it. I didn't even know I could get into that account, and I found it the other day. And if I get to 1,000, then I can at least monetize that, 1,000 subscribers. And so that channel is play-alongs, and it's teaching on all kinds of instruments. That's the goal for that channel. Started out as just play-alongs. But anyway, that's Learn Jazz Now on YouTube, okay? And the main thing on that is I have other people helping me with that, so that's not taking up all my time. But I am definitely the person that posts on that, okay? So 3 things. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, Jazz Piano Studio, iMusic Academy. And Instagram is iMusic Academy and Jazz Piano Studio. And then on YouTube, it's Learn Jazz Now, just on YouTube, okay? So I would appreciate if you guys would follow me there. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'd love to hear from you. Email me if you have any questions, if you need any help with anything. And again, if you do all those 3 things and you would like a free course, my gift to you for hanging out with me today, I'm happy to do that. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys soon.